Alright, I technically don't qualify as a witch, but in magical circles, yeah. Eclectic witch, you use different traditions into your craft. I mean, I guess technically true. I'm Norse Gale. I primarily use Norse and Irish sources along with family stuff, but I've learned stuff along the way. I'm gonna keep doing this and see how much content that rings up, I guess. Alright, which white woman am I? Folk witch, your magic comes from your ancestors. I mean, yeah, I.
Quite literally.
Also accurate. Oh, not a white woman. That's. Yeah, I would say this also pretty much qualifies. The majority of my everything is like either passed down or researched through what lines I know exist. One time I make a joke. The one time. All right. Oh, secular witch. Rare and enigmatic. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by secular in this context. But, eh, like I said, I'm just going to go through these and hope that the finished product is content. Gardnerian witch. Secret guardful practices are powerful. I mean, no. I have no problem with Gardnerians or Wiccans as, a group. I associate with a lot of them. Gardner is someone I have a lot of opinions of. The majority of them kind of negative, but. And also, yeah, Gardnerian is very much an initiated kind of thing. I know there's also self initiations in a lot of Wicca, and I am not the person to go to for exactly how that qualifies. I believe Thumper Forge did a video with this filter, though, that goes into a lot of that. All right. Fairy Witch. Never underestimate the power of thought. That's a very interesting tagline for Fairy Witch, and yeah, I mean, again, Norse Gael, Irish. I do a lot with the good folk. So yeah, I can be fairly accurate, though admittingly, again, 98% of it is just keeping them out of your house.
You have treasure base.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to keep using it, hoping for different results. So this is probably going to be much longer than any real type of content. But Cosmic Witch, using astrology in your craft makes you unstoppable. Eh, like I'm not necessarily an astrologer. I have very little interest in a very least Western tropical astrology, and that's not like me going against it or that it's like not magical practicing. Just it doesn't factor into mine. Um, I guess I'm technically still using astrology for a variety of things, but I'd say no. All right, let's go. Give me a different one, just so this is easier on me. Shamanic witch, you use altering states of consciousness in your magic. Yes, this is something that particularly I'm doing a lot of research on, but a lot of ecstatic practices. Shamanic is one of those words that is controversial to at least a certain extent nowadays, and I get why. I'm not saying, it's a bad thing that it's controversial. It's just, this is the word that a lot of practices jump to, and yeah, I'll probably just use the word aesthetic, but a lot of people might not immediately know what that means. But yeah, I would say this is also accurate for me. Let's go. All right, another one. Making content for these fillers while he's doing music, which using music as a medium in your magic. I wouldn't say enough to call me it, but especially in ecstatic practices, drum usage is something that's very well known and definitely can be pertinent to, newer instruments or ways of doing things that involve music. Actually, drum usage in that way was actually illegal in a lot of places. A lot of people don't know that. But I would say no only because it's a factor in some of the things, but not all of the things. I actually don't know how many of these there are, so I'm probably just going to be sitting here hoping for a long time. Lunar Witch, you're using the cycles of the mood to do nearly all of your magic. It's a very important aspect of it. Obviously, I'm Irish. Grandmother Danu is a very important thing and all that. Irish American, I should say, just to be specific. Alright, how many of these are there? Elemental Witch. Power over the elements. Over the elements might be an interesting thing to argue about. I definitely use a lot of elemental things in my craft. Saying that I have power over the elements might be overselling what I do with the elements. I would still say for the intent of the filter, probably yes. There's actually a lot of options for this filter, but I haven't gotten, like, even in this little, like, preview section, I've noticed there's some I haven't gotten. And I keep getting ones that I already do, but I've said this, like, 3 times, so I'm keeping that. Really trying to do this as quick as I can. It literally refuses to give me new options at this point, so this might be the video. Hedge Witch, the ultimate healer. I mean, I would say that most of my magical practicing falls under hedge magic. Not all of that is healing. But I could definitely see why someone who is hedge magical practitioner might be specifically associated with healing. Alright, there's at least one more that I haven't gotten, and I apologize that this might not be entertaining, but I figured this was easy content. And aside from that I keep getting the same ones, it is. Alright, just one more that it refuses to give me, so it must be terribly wrong. That would use ceremonial magic and rituals. Again, like I said, more of a hedge practitioner, and Thelema is a reference to something very specific, or at least that I am aware of, and that is the religion that was made by Aleister Crowley, which, while is something I have some academic interest in, I'm not any particular interest of actually practicing it. And again, this filter is kind of saying that all witches under this are this, such as all, like, Thelemic witches are ceremonial witches, but it doesn't necessarily work as all ceremonial are Thelemic. So, yeah, that one is indeed demonstrably wrong, because I am primarily a hedge practitioner. Alright, I'm just gonna check and see. Got. Yeah, I think I got all of them. So, yes, that was 8 minutes of probably bad content, but maybe you know a little more about me now.